is a member of a club of some sort. Others are isolated, but we also have the grassroots structures that we have within the ward, within the district. When information goes through, anyone who has heard the message, they can disseminate it. Social media is a powerful tool. The bank is also working on that to make sure that messages go through, whether through WhatsApp, word of mouth, or through the churches. Let the word go for people to utilize their bank.
So do you have deliberate structures at the grassroots levels to convey the information?
Currently, we're exploring relationships with the church bodies. We've been in dialogue with the umbrella organizations. Those have got all the structures down to the grassroots, but also the ministry, like we alluded to. The bank is a part of the initiative from government through the Ministry of Women Affairs. So those structures where you've got the officers on the grounds, we are also utilizing them. We are in the process right now of creating relationships for possible agents and partners that we can work with. So we are widening our net to try and get anyone who wants to be part of the Women's Bank, as long as they've got women and people under them, to try and disseminate their voice. I suppose it's deliberate because we started with a launch and now we are amplifying. So it's more like a horn where you start at one point and then the message is going wide and spreading. And being proactive, we're trying to make sure that each woman at least gets a message so that we don't leave anyone along the way and no one gets hurt by the excitement of trying to be part of the Women's Bank and others taking advantage. There are people who are like that. They may not have hurt anyone, but it's just being warned. Even if no one has been conned, but be warned, there may be people who may want to take advantage of you.
So maybe my last question, sorry.
4% is the general interest rate, but for salary-based loans, it's about 5%. The highest that we have so far is for salary-based loans and for some business loans, which are only paid per month.
Which is 5%.
Mm-hmm. But we are exploring other facilities that are available. That's why you heard us saying, depending on where the funds are coming from, you can actually have funds that are even cheaper. That's why we're exploring possible relationships with other like-minded who want to support women.
Secure is this bank? How can you describe your bank to the ordinary woman? What assurances are you going to give to the women about how secure this bank is?
The bank, one of the discussions that has been taking place has been, why did this woman in this bank take so long? There's been so much interest, and I'm happy to say just the setting up, looking at our board, the qualifications of the people who are on our board, they were vetted, they were people of repute that were put in place. So good corporate governance is one of the issues that is highly regarded by the government and being overseen by the central bank. Then the people who were hired to be part of the bank, they are not people who were just picked from elsewhere. They've got the experience in banking, experience in microfinance, experience in product development, and I'm not so sure about what could have happened with the other funds, but I want to assure you that the experience within the bank, maybe those funds, those women's funds, when they happen, none of the people who are in this bank were part of that because they have more experience, more than 20-something years, which means they've been doing it well. So this is what has been brought on board to try and do something that is bona fide. The bank is part of the Deposit Protection Fund. So everything that is required for a bona fide deposit-taking microfinance bank has been put in place. When it comes to products that we take, we are answerable to the central bank. They are the regulator. They look at what products are you going to offer to people, what products rates are you charging, what is the turnaround time. The clients are also the client protection principles are highly valued, and the bank has that ownership of making sure that we protect the client. So we also, in microfinance, one of the things that we do is we want to make sure that you don't overborrow. What happens when people get an opportunity, it's like a buffet. You don't eat anything that is set before you. Get your fill, what you require. So we also focus on client protection by doing responsible lending. When a person comes through, others will get disappointed. Because when they come in, they just expect, I want 20,000. No, the officers will ask you, what do you want it for? And how do you want to utilize it? Women are known for borrowing and paying back. But there are also other elements that can borrow and decide not to pay back. We are equal to the task. So the message out there would be a part of the Women's Bank to support it. I don't know why the others failed, but I've always been a part of those which succeeded. We know women can really do it. And that's the assurance that we can give to Zimbabweans, that it's not a play, a child's play, this bank. It's actually one of the major players, and it's going to grow and grow together with the women and the families, responding to the different products that they require.
These and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.